excited for this topic, and I'm much more excited because we have a special guest with us. I know Maharaj for the last few years. Maharaj has wonderful knowledge on this topic, not just theoretical knowledge, but also knowledge coming from his past experience. Maharaj doesn't need an introduction as such. People know him widely, and me trying to give an introduction to Maharaj is like a small, tiny glowworm trying to show lamp and light to the sun. So Maharaj's glories are well known, well spread. But just in brief, he joined ISKCON in 1982, so already he has about 40 years of experience in ISKCON. And Maharaj is a spiritual master in ISKCON, he's a guru. So we'll be very fortunate to hear from Maharaj. It seems Maharaj is disconnected for some time, waiting for Maharaj to join. An announcement for all the viewers. Though we'll be asking questions to Maharaj on this topic, we'll also keep the floor open for the viewers to ask questions. Please keep your questions on this topic only, Guru-disciple relationship, and you can start sending us questions after 30 minutes or 40 minutes from the time when the discussion begins with Maharaj on YouTube and Facebook both. So that's my humble request. We are just waiting for Maharaj to connect again. There are some internet issues at his end. Meanwhile, let me tell a few things more about Maharaj. Maharaj is a disciple of, a leading disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaj, who because he has physically disappeared from this planet, who was one of the leading disciples of Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So Maharaj has been an exemplary disciple. That's why he knows these topics from disciples' point of view. And also, since Maharaj is serving as an ISKCON Guru, Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru to literally thousands of devotees worldwide, coming from different cultures, different backgrounds, of different ages. So he has also a wonderful experience from spiritual master's point of view. That's why, for me as an individual, I'm very positive and optimistic about the discussion we're going to have today with him on this topic. Another piece of information, just waiting for Maharaj to join. Maharaj has already published a book on this topic. The title is Spiritual Connection. It got launched in the year 2019. And thousands of devotees have read that book, found it very beneficial, very practical. It's very simple book, lots of stories from Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ramayana, and very practical lessons on how each one of us who is either playing the role of a disciple, playing the role of a counselor, a mentor, playing the role of maybe a spiritual master, can get benefited from that book. So if you have not yet taken a copy of that book, we request you to kindly contact us. The book is available in English language, it's available in Hindi language, also in Portuguese language, and it will be soon translated in few more languages. So thank you so much. Just waiting for a few more seconds for Maharaj to join. So Maharaj is going to join soon, just a few more seconds. Meanwhile, let me brief you about this topic. In all the traditions, in all the spiritual traditions, actually the concept of guru is considered very important. To those who are not familiar with this tradition, they may find it quite strange, and they may find it difficult to understand the complexities of this relationship. And that's why we are holding this session, so that people have a very clear understanding of why this relationship is needed. It's a very, very important relationship, in fact, and one of the most important relationships in spiritual life. So Maharaj is on board. Let's invite Maharaj with a warm and grateful heart. Very, very thankful to Maharaj for taking out time from his busy schedule to be with us. Hare Krishna Maharaj. We are very happy to have you with us. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Uh, are you able to hear us, Maharaj?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm hearing.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Uh, so, Maharaj, I'll begin with a very simple question. Very, very simple question. Uh, who is Guru? Let's say if someone is a new person who doesn't know anything about Guru. So, who is Guru?
First of all, let me follow the tradition. Now, Vishnu Pariya Krishna, Krishna Bhuta, Desimate Bhakti Dhira Swami. I say Krishna, Pariya, Kapada Shitan. Sri Gaura Karuna Sakti, Bhakti Dhira. Namahom Vishnu Pariya Krishna, Krishna Bhuta. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamne. Namaste Saraswati Devi. Gauravani Pracharini. Nirvisesa Sanyavadi. Pastatya Satarini. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanandjana Salakaya Chakshulunmilitam Jana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktaran Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Can you hear me? So we're very grateful for you, and we are grateful also for the wonderful service, and we are happy that this topic is coming up. They're asking me to explain who is a guru. If you look at it even from the material point of view, let's start from where we are. These days we have people are using the Sanskrit word has migrated into English language. So now you have a football guru, we have music guru, we have athletics gurus, we have a karate guru, kung fu guru. So what is the meaning of all this guru in one sense? In just in the simple way, like you said, the question is simple. But the question is not simple, neither the answer. Because a guru is not an ordinary person. So guru means what? A teacher. One who is teaching. Who teaches? One who knows what is teaching that many people don't know. And people who don't know what is music, they have to go to a music teacher. Who don't know how to cook, they have to go to a cook who knows how to teach how to cook nicely. Similarly, we living entities who have occupied this body, and we are living in this material world. And according to Bhakti Dhira, we are called Jiva Bhuta and Jiva Loke. We are conditioned souls who are in the conditioned world. Means what? We are limited to certain things. Say we are limited to particular language. We are limited to a particular jurisdiction. We are limited to certain things. I cannot see what is behind me. I cannot hear what is on the grass. So we are conditioned souls. That also means that we don't even know who we are. This is the main problem in this material world, that we don't know who we are. So who is a guru? Guru is one who is representing the Supreme Personality of Godhead to teach us and train us to understand the most essential thing, the most important thing in our life. What is the most important thing in our lives? It is not about what we put on. It's not about what we'll eat. It is not about the shelter we need. It's not about anything. It is about who we really are. That is not a knowledge or something which is being commonly understood. And it is the most important thing in our life because that is what we really are. But we don't know it. Therefore, a guru is one who has been sent by Krishna to come and teach us, to understand exactly who we are, why we are here. Who is the Supreme God? Is he really God? Truly, is he really God? Because many people have different understanding or different uh, idea about the issue of Godhead. Some agreed, some doesn't agree, some have nothing at all to do with it. So, a guru is a teacher who has been sent by Krishna from the spiritual world to come down here and teach us to understand the most essential thing about who we are. What relationship we have with the God. Where is the God? All the scriptures told us that it is a spiritual world, which is the kingdom of God, different from the material world where we are. And all the scriptures of the world say the same thing, that we have to go back to the original home because we are not at home now. And we all know that when one is not at home, we don't have the same situation. When one is outside, you are destined to meet all kinds of situations which may be palatable, may not be palatable, may be to our liking and may not be to our liking. But you have to face it because we are not at home. If you're at home, you can adjust certain things. For example, I'm not allowing to enter my home. If I'm at home, if I don't like it, I'm not allowed to enter. But if I'm in public, I cannot say no because it's public. It's public. See, material world is a public place. There's certain things we have to face it like that. In the same way, we have left the spiritual world and we're here in the material world. Not for enjoyment, which we think it was, or it is, or it should be. But it is not. We face a different situation. So Guru comes here to teach us. So Guru means what? A representative of Krishna. Krishna has sent him to come here and train us. He has a very, very important position in our lives. Has a very important position because, like a blind person, the most important person to you is the one who is leading you. So in this material world, all of us conditions us are blind. We don't know what is our right. We don't know what is our light. We don't left. We don't know what is our front or the back. We don't know. We are completely bewildered and confused. So Guru is the light. He's a person who can see and is the one who has to lead us to where we want to go that we don't know. So first of all, he has to train us to understand where we came from, why we are here, and what are the things we need to do to be able to return back to our original home. That is Guru. Not just one who is pampering us to let us stay in the material world here. No, he's like a doctor who is ready to tear the body and remove the disease which is there and stitch it back and make us healthy. That's a Guru. We are spiritually sick, materially sick. The Guru's duty is to give the treatment, to cure us. So he diagnoses our disease or sickness, and he gives appropriate medicine to cure the disease. And because he's a perfect doctor, he will never leave anything, any trace of disease behind. He will completely cure it. Because to go back to the spiritual world, we need to be 100% complete, 100% pure. As the Bible said, be ye holy as your Father in heaven. So to be holy like our Father in heaven, that is the duty of a spiritual master, to let us understand that, so that we can be able to go back there. And going back there is Christianity. So this is a spiritual master's duty. And all the scriptures authorize every human being to surrender and worship the spiritual master. Then when we look at it very carefully, then the question will naturally come to the mind. The guru is a human being and I have to worship him. Is he not hero worship? No. There is a difference between hero worship and guru worship. You can say guru puja. They are different. Just like iron and gold. They look the same, but the quality makes them different, 100% different from each other. So, Acharya Upashanam, worshipping of the spiritual master is recommended by the Supreme God who has sent a guru to come and represent him here. And he said, to worship him is better than his own worship. He would not say that he is better than God, but God sees him like that because he's doing something which is not common. He's doing something which is very, very difficult. But it is his responsibility to accept everything on behalf of Krishna. Therefore, it is the duty of the disciple to show him that respect. It is their duty because without showing that respect, without being convinced that this is the person capable of taking me back home, back to Godhead, we will not be able to make it. Even if Guru gives the best training, we will not be able to have the mercy. So the Guru will give the training. Also, we need the mercy of the Guru to understand the training, to have that training exist in us and to have it effective, that it will make us to go back home, back to Godhead. For that, the spiritual master has to teach us the way it will look like he is being worshipped. So that is the difference from worshipping ordinary person and like a mundane person who is a fool like anyone else. They're not suitable to lead any person, but is being accepted by ordinary foolish people who does not know the position or the difference between the spiritual master guru and ordinary person. Ordinary a hero who has name or fame in the material world. So this is in the elementary explanation, the guru and what he stands for, and why we have to accept him as such and worship him as such, because by that he will take it like a postman and give it back to whom is due, the Supreme Personality of God. The postman may not have money in his pocket, but in the post office will be given money to be delivered to certain individual. He has to deliver it. That is his duty. And that is the position of a spiritual master, the guru. He will deliver what is the message given to him without adulteration to the devotees. And he will train the devotees because of the strength given to him by Krishna and send the devotees back to Krishna. That is his duty. That is a guru. He does not have anything on his own, but he does everything exactly according to the scripture, according to God. Therefore, he is worshipable because he is representing the supreme worshipable personality of God.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for such an elaborate answer. We're really grateful for that. Now, your answer
Very
brings
nice.
up many. Yes, Maharaj. Your answer brings up many new questions. So I'll ask one at a time. In the scriptures, it's mentioned that there are different tattvas.
Madhusudana Visnu, are we still there?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Are you not able to hear me? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
I'm not hearing.
Really?
I'm not
I
hearing
can hear you,
Bishop.
Maharaj. Are you able to see me, Maharaj?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Fine. So there might be some technical glitch, Maharaj. Thank you so much for the elaborate answer you gave. It brings up many new questions, so I'll ask one at a time.
I'm not hearing you still. I'm not
Oh,
hearing
I'm
you.
so sorry. I hear
I'm
you
not
very
hearing you
clearly.
yet.
Hare Krishna. So I'll ask one at a time.
I'm not hearing you still. Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay. Maharaj, is there another device near you from where Facebook is going on?
No, it's
The
speaking, but
Facebook
I'm not
is.
hearing. Probably I'm not hearing.
Just a second, Maharaj. Let me check with the host.
Probably I'm not hearing.
Just a second, Maharaj.
Now I can hear you.
Let me check with the host. Hare Krishna.
I can hear you now.
Okay, Maharaj. So thank you so much for the elaborate answer, Maharaj, you gave. Uh, just a second. You spoke about the Guru principle very nicely, and it brings up many new questions. So I wanted to ask you some questions from that, from the answer you gave. In scriptures, the different kinds of tattvas are explained, like Jiva Tattva, Shiva Tattva, Guru Tattva. And it is said that these tattvas are very difficult to understand because they are, in between two truths. Like a jiva is not matter, at the same time jiva is not God. Shiva is not an ordinary human being, at the same time he is not Vishnu Tattva. So the scripture says that the
They're
Guru.
hearing me, but I'm not hearing. You're not from here? Because when they are just in there, the voice was coming. But later it goes down.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, are you still not able to hear me?
He's speaking. Still not hearing you, bro.
Oh, that's unfortunate situation. Now, okay. So let me. Okay, Maharaj. So what we'll do is we'll display
He's
the
speaking.
question on screen, and you can answer accordingly.
No. I think it's from there. He's speaking from there, but I'm not here. You're not from there?
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me now, Maharaj? No. Okay, now, Maharaj.
Yes, I can hear them.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me now, Maharaj?
Yes. I'm hearing you now.
Okay, now, Maharaj.
Yes, I can hear them.
So the next question is, Maharaj.
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes. I'm hearing you.
So the next question is, Maharaj.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes. I'm hearing you.
So the next question is, Maharaj.
Yes, I can hear you.
See on the screen how to understand both.
Nobody down the temple.
So, Gurudev, he said I should ask you the question. How to understand both the human and divine aspects of Guru?
So if I speak, you get. Okay. Okay. The next question is how to understand the human and divine aspect of the spiritual master, of the guru. Yes, that's another good point. Human aspect, because the spiritual master is, not all the spiritual masters are coming from Goloka. Some spiritual masters are Nitya Siddhas, and some are Sadhana Siddhas, and we also have Kripa Siddha. So, this spiritual master who is Sadhana Siddha, he has been here, and then another spiritual master from the spiritual world has come here to give him or her training, and because the soul has perfectly followed the bona fide spiritual master, he himself or herself will become bona fide. So, what is the human nature? The human nature is that he's going to have a material body. Although the material body he has become transformed due to the spiritual discipline, the spiritual practice. The body has become transformed. So the Acharya's body is not burnt. After the soul leaves the body, the Acharya's body is not burnt. It's buried because of the transcendent nature of that spiritual body. So when we say the body has been transformed, it's now spiritual, and that particular soul has attained perfection. Does it mean he's not going to eat again? No, he will eat. Does it mean if the body say will not go to hospital? No, the body say he will go to hospital. Does it mean he's not going to sleep? No, he's going to sleep. He's going to sleep, not to take rest. Although this is the human nature, the human part, he's going to sleep like us. He's going to eat like us. He may go to hospital also like us. You see how the same body he's having before attaining perfection like us? All these things are still there. And he's not going to change his voice. He's going to be the same. He's not going to change his height. He's going to be the same. The transformation is spiritual, not just that. Now he has become a pure soul now, so the body has changed. No, what has changed is the material condition nature has been changed. Is now transformed into a spiritual nature. Now the person is acting under the spiritual nature, pure transcendental spiritual nature. So he has both sides. He has the spiritual side that he's purely representing Krishna, and he's purely manifesting all the spiritual symptoms, not just a mystical aspect alone. The devotion that he carries, the symptoms of pure love of Godhead that is embodying, that he has made up of, that he's already situated in. And Krishna described that in our Gita, Mahatmanastu Mamparta Devi Prakriti. Devi Prakriti is now functioning under the divine energy of Krishna, not on the mundane energy of Krishna. And now is acting under the divine nature of Krishna. So he is functioning within the two. That the body will also show the symptom of old age. Yes, since the body is not going to function like a young body again. So one will ask that, but where is the transcendence? The transcendence is spiritual. The the transcendence is spiritual. And Mr. Prabhupada always mentioned, I'm an old man, I can die anytime. I'm an old man, I can die anytime. The old man is referring to the body which you carry. But at the same time, the material body did not limit his activities. We saw how he preached continuously, continuously till the last moment the soul was leaving the body. So when we look at this spiritually, one will with a little introspection be fully convinced that yes, he has acted beyond the body. With so many things. All the challenges of the body does not affect the devotional service. So a few days ago we were discussing how will one understand that one is making advancement, one has transcended the mode of nature. Because I say sleep, so the spiritual master says sleep. How can we justify that he has transcended the mode? He's sleeping, he's eating, and he goes to hospital, he takes medicine when he's sick. Yes, he does all these things, but at the same time, all those things, all the material nature does not affect his Krishna consciousness. It doesn't affect him. The body may be sick, but his chanting Sisera will never be affected. His preaching Krishna consciousness will never be affected. Nothing will affect his Krishna consciousness. Nothing. Everything helps to facilitate his spiritual consciousness. He will preach regularly, as even better than ever. And all the challenges will be there, but his Krishna consciousness will continue. Nothing will affect him. That is transcendence. Not necessarily that he's going to stop sleeping. There are so many yogis who can do that. But they don't have the pure love of Godhead. So it's not limited to the body. The spiritual master is not limited to the body. It's not limited to the material situation. Although other challenges are there, but he maintained his pure Krishna consciousness. His devotional service is maintained. That is transcendence. Therefore, the scripture said that we should not see the spiritual master to have the same body, the same situation like us. Anyone who thinks like that, and see he also getting sick like me, he's also eating like me, also sleeping like me. That person, oh, is in this country, that country. Oh, look at his body, his disease and that and that. Partner planners say such people are really living in hell because they don't have a perfect vision to see the transcendental activity or nature of the pure devotee, the guru. So, what a careful study of the scripture one can understand that the material aspect of the spiritual master is there, and the spiritual aspect is also there. Both of them are there, but he function on the spiritual platform, so he should not be misunderstood. Therefore, one should not see him to be an ordinary person, conditioned like us. Or one should not try to understand this, that okay, sometimes he is pure and sometimes he's not pure. His material and spiritual nature should not be misunderstood. They're completely different things. And sometimes he's pure, he shows his pure nature, he can preach fully, and sometimes he also act foolishly. That does not exist. Otherwise, there's no meaning to purity. There's no meaning to perfection. If he's pure eternally. He's pure that he maintains his pure consciousness. He doesn't see anything on the material level. Like Jesus said, we are in the material world, but we are not in the material world. We are different. So the spiritual is there. Just like if you mix water and mix oil together, they will never mix. Even if you cook them together, they will not mix. They will remain separate. Both of them are liquid. But oil will remain separate, water will remain separate. They would never mix together. Although they're liquid and they will be associating together and cooked together, they would never mix. Similarly, the spiritual master has a material side situation because we still have the material body, and how the spiritual nature, spiritual situation, they are completely apart from each other. By how he will function spiritually and defeating all the challenges of the material body, defeat all, maintaining a pure consciousness at all circumstances. All right?
So the next question
Thank you, Maharaj, for such a wonderful answer, very elaborate answer. Now, my next question is, do we need only one guru or we need many gurus in life?
Diksha, one who gave initiation, that is one. One who gave you initiation, one who initiate you, one who connect you with the ceremony to parampara, that is one. Is always one. Just like a woman will have one wife, one husband, right? A woman will have one husband. Does that mean that she will hate all men? No. She will still be friendly with everybody else, but only one is the husband. In the same way, a disciple has one diksha. The idea, the principle, the point is that we need to be one pin pointed. So we have one diksha guru, but we can have many shiksha. One who is giving instruction. And in some cases, for some cases like my own case, my diksha and my shiksha guru is the same. In some cases, some devotees they have diksha guru separate and they have shiksha guru separate. And also because ISKCON is a universal movement. We have universal movement. Sometimes the devotee who's going to be with us most of the time is not only the spiritual master, is other devotees who are contributing seriously to our spiritual practice, our spiritual progress, our spiritual life. Like our temple president, like our temple managers, or our even peers. They are also supporting us in so many ways. So there's so many spiritual gurus. Of course, when the scripture mentioned that the Diksha and the Shiksha gurus are the same, that point is referring to a pure devotee. That both of them are pure devotees that are qualified to take us back to heaven. Because as he is or she is Shiksha for you, he is Diksha for someone else. So both of them are pure devotees, not just other Shiksha. The varieties of Shiksha, just like we have the varieties of gurus, we have varieties of Shiksha gurus. Yet the temple president, he may not be a spiritual master officially initiating, he may not be the temple commander or project manager or our ashram leader. They are guiding us every day. They are supporting our Krishna consciousness. They are also our Shiksha gurus. So this level of Shikshas are there. At any point of our life, we have Shikshas. Some are visible, some are not visible. There are so many spiritual master gurus who are supporting us that we don't even see. Sanatana Goswami explained this nicely in his book, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. From Vaikuntha, the Vaikuntha Vasi, they will select one of them, a pure devotee, and send them down here, and they will support that devotee to help to spread Krishna consciousness, to help us to get many devotees trained and also sent back to the spiritual world. There are many who don't see them. There are also many of those that we can see here. Our brothers and sisters with us, our seniors are with us. Even they are Siksha disciple gurus that I say guru because they're instructing us, who are not even devotees. Even non-devotees, they can also give advice. They're giving advice. If you make friends with people who are not devotees, they're also advising us in Christian. Oh, don't worry. They give advice. Don't worry. All the challenges are there. For example, you lost somebody, a friend. They also sympathize with us. They encourage us in one way or another. It's also part of the system of guiding us. So we have one Diksha Guru, and it should be one. Not that I have one Diksha Guru today, and I'm not satisfied with that. Then tomorrow I'll get another person. What will you consider a woman who does like that? This for 2 years, this is my husband. After that, I'm not satisfied. With that person, I'm not satisfied with that person. How will you call that a woman? We will say it's a prostitute. We will say it's a wife. This is a prostitute. Similarly, we have a spiritual prostitute, which is not necessary, not advisable in our system. Because things should be orderly, things have to be properly arranged. And that is the difference between spiritual and material. Material things are not organized. Spiritual, everything perfectly organized, and everything works perfectly because it's perfectly organized and it is followed perfectly. So, Diksha Guru is one. And also we have this philosophy that Guru is one. Means what? Guru is one does not mean that all the pure devotees are going to eat the same way, they're going to like the same food, they're going to do the same way, they're going to have the same lightness. The Guru is one doesn't mean like that. Guru is one means that we are all representing the Supreme Person, the Supreme Person of God, one person. It is the Supreme Person, all of us are representing. So Guru is one, we have common interest, the same interest. Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, what is the duty? Other one is guiding you. What is he guiding you for? To be able to perfect your life and go back home. What is initiating you for what? Is to give you opportunity to get you connected with parampara that you have to be trained and also sent back to Godhead. So they have the same goal, the same mission, the same interest. So we say Guru is one. Not that they are going to sleep the same hours. They're going to eat the same kind of food. They're going to have the same body. They're going to talk the same way. They're going to mimic each other in the same way. No, that is not the meaning. The meaning is that we have the same goal. We have the same culture. We have the same Godhead, the same destination, the same Father. We may have a different style, but the whole thing, as Prabhupada said, devise many ways to present Krishna consciousness. This is Prabhupada. We should devise many ways to present Krishna consciousness. Devise many ways to present Krishna consciousness to people. That means we are using our intelligence. Like a salesman. The salesman knows the goods. He studied the market. And he understands the need of the customers. Then he will go back and do the package. These kind of people have packaging this way. These kind of people package it that way. It is the same thing, but a different package. In this way, you will be successful in that business. The same way, Krishna sent his representatives here, his sales representatives here. And they come here disguised and devise different ways in packaging their good, the same good. And they pass it on to their customers. And the customers are purchasing. So they make money. It's success. So Guru must be one. And it should be one. Because if you speak the same thing and Krishna is red, so no, Krishna is black. Say no, Krishna is white. No, Krishna is green. And we fight over that. We cannot be representative. Krishna is green to some people. And it's correct. So we should know who will accept him as green. So present him like that as green. Yes, so simple. But don't deny those who will present him as black. Because he's both. He has also customer for that. Don't also deny those who will accept him as white. He has customers for that. Or those who will have him as golden. He has customers for that. Both the green, the black, the white, the golden, they are all same. That is Buddha. Buddha is one in that sense. So we cannot fight over that issue if we are true representatives of Krishna. We will agree in consciousness. We agree to be one. We agree in interest to say that the Supreme Lord are diverse energies, and he has to be followed in that way to be able to get it. All right?
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj. That was a very, very deep answer, and you touched upon so many, many important points. Really, really thankful to you for that. Now, the last question for today from my side. In the life of a disciple, who plays a more important role, the Diksha Guru or the Siksha Guru?
What did you say?
When it shows you
Okay. So I have to wait. When my future become full. Okay. So the question was,
who has a more important role to play in the life of a disciple?
okay,
Diksha Guru or Shiksha?
okay.
Yes, you can answer.
I'm saying.
Maharaj.
I get it. That depends. It depends on the situation. Like I mentioned before, in my own case, my Siksha and my Diksha is the same. So in that case, the same. In some cases, it's Diksha Guru, and some cases, it's Siksha Guru. So we have to look at it that way. It is not a universal principle. It's a universal. No, it should not be a universal principle because it depends on the nature. This depends on the nature of the situation. Some people, their Diksha Guru is their Siksha Guru. Some people, their Diksha is different, their Siksha is different. Then, who is most important is the one who will give you pure love of Godhead. That is the most important person, and that is your eternal spiritual master. One who gives you pure love of Godhead is your eternal spiritual master. We should understand this thing very clearly. This is a very big science. According to the scripture, if the Siksha Guru and the Diksha Guru's instructions are conflicting, who is authority? The Diksha Guru is the authority. You have to go to the Diksha Guru, and he is authority, he is the final authority. Whatever he says is final. That should be the conclusion. Because he is one who has established a relationship with the Parampara, with Krishna. And everything goes with him. So Diksha is there. But when we look at our chariots, the disciplic succession, when you look at our chariots, for example, see, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakura and Srila Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, they are not Diksha Guru Diksha disciples. They are not Diksha. The relationship is not based on Diksha, it is based on Siksha. And if we also look at Bhakti Vinod Thakura and Jagannath Babaji Maharaj, this is not Diksha, it is Siksha. It is Siksha. But Bhakti Vinod Thakura has his special master, it is Diksha Guru. But according to his circumstances, because sometimes a disciple will have a special master, and they are in a situation where at that time the person there is to hold brief for the uneternal special master that will come later. Some situation like that is covered, so we don't realize it. But it is happening. If you look very carefully, you'll see. That someone have taken initiation from a bona fide ISKCON guru, and they're going on nicely. And sometimes he will discover, or she will discover, will meet somebody else who whose spiritual life is so, the person advancement becomes so sweet, so meaningful, so real, so fast, so steady. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean that that person is not a spiritual master, but this is a spiritual master that is going to give that disciple prema. It is happening if you will look very carefully. Just let's just take a careful observation. We will see that this is happening. A devotee has taken initiation from a particular guru, and his attachment from that person is so strong. Upon their contact and meeting, the relationship becomes so strong, so fixed that this devotee feels so sweet, so encouraged, so attached. This is a bond. This is a strong attachment between them. Sweet relationship between them. This is happening. It is natural. It is not an offense. It is natural. We have seen that in the past. In Chaitanya Lila, we have seen many devotees like this, that this kind of situation happen. So this is natural. It's not an offense, and neither it is something that we have to judge. We have to make a news, a case out of it. It's happening naturally because Krishna consciousness is natural. Is a natural activity of the soul. When the natural condition is established, everything will flow easily, better than before. So we should be careful not to obstruct it, but to allow it to flow naturally. So in that case, that Siksha Guru becomes the most important person in your life because he is the one who is going to give you pure love for Godhead. He's the one who is going to take you back to Godhead. And that is the person that's going to be your eternal spiritual master. Chakshudan Diloje Janme Janme Prabhu say. So we cannot judge it externally. We have to judge it internally, and based on the what is happening. That is, we can observe.
Wow, Marge, that
All
was a
right.
very, very sweet answer, and
So
also
the
it unraveled most of the mysteries actually
okay,
related
that's
to
my stuff.
guru-disciple relationship. Now, I am done with my questions. We'll take one question from the audience as time permits that. The question
Sure.
is the
Eternal.
physical form of the guru eternal, the physical form that we see?
The physical body of social master is not eternal because it has to be changed. A good brother asked me this question uh, some time back. So this is the answer I give to him. It is not eternal. The eternal body of the spiritual master is spiritual. It's different from what we are seeing now. But when you since we're still on the physical plane, when you will dream and see a spiritual master, it is this form that you establish a connection they are going to see. You're not going to identify with him on that body. You identify with him on this body because that is the body both of you knows each other. Otherwise, you're not going to recognize that this is my spiritual master that has accepted me and connected me and is guiding me, monitoring me, training me, and telling me back to Godhead. We will still see him in this physical body, even though he has resumed his spiritual eternal body and he has gone to a different planet. But when he will appear to you in a dream, it is this body I want to see him with. Until this chapter is over, then you will be able to, or sometimes he will reveal that spiritual form to you, depending on your relationship with him, depending on your spiritual level, your Krishna conscious level. He will reveal that to you. But still, when he will appear to you in a dream, you will still see him in this body that you know him. So you can know that he is a person. But after that, when everything is finished, when this episode, this lifetime is finished, then you can see him in the other eternal body that he has with you in the spiritual world.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. I hope Robin, who asked this question, is satisfied with the answer. So here we come to the conclusion of our talk today. As we have lots of questions from my end and from the audience end, but the time doesn't permit us to go ahead. But don't worry, we'll continue with these sessions in future on regular basis, same topic, and you can always get answers to more of your questions. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for joining with us today. We are very, very happy and enlightened by your presence. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. We thank all the viewers for being very patient with us. Actually, there were a lot of technical faults, but somehow by Krishna's mercy, things went well. Maharaj could get our questions and he could reply very properly, and all the audience could take benefit from it. So kindly forgive us for the technical glitches. Next time will be better. And we request you, please join us again in these regular programs on Guru-disciple relationship topic. Thank you very much. We end here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.